Hi guys, it's your boy Ashmatic. Welcome to Southview Coys. Today we're going to be talking about players we're linked with. One of the top players we're linked with is Alex Scott, a massive fan favourite. Not only does he support Spurs, but he won Young Player of Championship. He's 19 years old, he plays for Bristol City and he can play in multiple positions. He's known to play defensive midfield, centre midfield and attacking midfield. He has 4 assists and 1 goal this season. With 79% of his balls being accurate, 69% of those balls were in the opponent's half. 57% of those balls were long, and when it came to dribbles, he had 50% successful take-on rate. When it comes to his actual duels as well, 50% on winning his actual tackles. So that's an amazing stat. So you can see that he has competitive traits in his midfielder position. I see Scott as a number 8, a central midfielder that is. I think when it comes to dictating, I don't think that's one of his strengths, dictating or controlling the whole midfield by passing and instructing players where to be. I see him more as a box-to-box midfielder, very good in transitions, very good at dribbling, very good at carrying the ball into attacking areas, and at times he is press resistant. So someone that you can rely on and giving the ball and receiving the ball in tight areas and wiggling his way out. However, I wouldn't rely on him on being a maestro or a key player in conducting the midfielder through his stats that's shown through his key passes, but that is something I feel he can be improved through an attacking coach as time goes on. When creating from deep, that's also one of his strengths. He can create long balls from the back and he can also do a lot of switch plays. So very similar to Højbjerg and Skip. But what separates him is his carries and his drives. His progressive carries through that transition, I think that's what makes him get noticed from a lot of fans, a lot of players. And I think that's why Brighton are heavily linked with him. And I say if he's good enough for Brighton, he's definitely good enough for Spurs. What I'd say he needs to improve on is his shooting. I think he needs to take more shots outside the box, or when he's inside the box, he needs to take a lot more shots to create more goal scoring opportunities for himself and others. When it comes to through balls, he's really good, especially when he's in the attacking third, and that's the reason why his assists have gone up. He's also created 4 big chances for his teammates, but again, he's very young and he has a lot of potential. In terms of his actual dribbling style, very close ball control, brings the ball out from the back, very centrally, sometimes in the half space. Reminds me a bit of a Grealish or a Barkley in their younger days. And if I compare the stats of Grealish, he was 20 years old or 21 years old. Or if I looked at Maddison as well, when he was 20 or 21 years old, you can see that Alex Scott has a lot of potential. I think the difference between Grealish at his age and maybe Maddison is that they had more goals underneath their belt in that same level, at championship level. So that's one thing I would say he needs to work on. But I'm very sure if he came to Spurs, Ange could get the best out of him. Because I think his strengths are as an 8, it might be what the previous coach was asking of him at Bristol Rovers. He might have been in his first season deployed as an attacking midfielder, and then in the second season he might have been deployed as more of an 8, more of a box-to-box, and you need to do whatever your coach or whatever your team needs of you. But it doesn't take away from the fact that he is a top player and he can play in that attacking midfielder position. Just needs to start to show it a little bit more. And also, if I compare him to someone like a James Ward-Prowse, when James Ward-Prowse was his age, again, statistically, they're not too far similar. So I would say, depending on the role that he plays at our club, whether it be an 8, which I think he could play very well, or if it was an attacking midfield, I think he could do that well as well. Just being nurtured and be given a chance, he could have that chance as well. Okay, now we're going to talk about Alfie Devine. He plays for Spurs under-21s as part of our youth academy setup, and he's recently featured in the England under-20s where he's played outstanding. He scored 2 goals and assisted 1. What I've seen, he scored with his left foot and his right foot, so he's very talented. In terms of dribbling, he's very good. can bring the ball out from the back in midfield in attacking thirds, but he's normally seen as an attacking midfielder. I've seen him play balls in from deep, a switch of play, he's confident in doing it. Does need to work on his long ball accuracy a little bit more, but in terms of dribbling in his take-ons, he's got 60% dribbling success take-ons, so that's absolutely amazing. Also, when it comes to shooting outside the box, he's not shy, and he's got good strength or good technique. And one thing that impressed me was his speed of thought and his quickness of his feet on the actual ball as well. Is the way he jinks his shoulder, the way his feet move, very, very skillful. But definitely one for the future. Hopefully Ange starts to integrate the actual youth team alongside the actual first team, and who knows, Alfie Devine could get his chance. So I'm quite excited to see this kid potentially next season. Also, just to add, not only is he strong in possession, but out of possession he's also strong. He's won 50%, over 50% of his actual total duels. That is something not to be overlooked. As a midfielder, you want to win the ball back and then give it to your teammates or create a goal scoring opportunity for yourself straight away. And I feel that he's an exceptional talent in terms of that. Okay guys, we're going to talk about Andreas Olsen from Club Bruges. He's a Danish international. He's 23 years old and he has 8 goals in his international career. He's also played in the Champions League and Serie A, as well as playing in Belgium currently. His transfer market fee is 14 million, highest being 20 million. I would add 5 or 10 million, possibly, if we're going to add it on. And I'd say between 20 and 24 million. But yeah, he scored 7 goals, had 6 assists. That's a total of 13 goal contributions. He's also created 7 big chances for his teammates. He can either be deployed as an attacking midfielder, predominantly seen on the right wing, but can also play in the left wing, or as a right midfielder. Here we can see him crossing and hanging the ball up from the back. He's got different styles of crosses, but equally he knows when to pull back and hang up. Here we've got his dribbling style. He's 1v1, very good. Uses the laces of his boots, outside of his boot. Very left-footed, but can drag back, can cut inside. Uses his trickery. He's on the left side and he's on the right side. He's in the half space. Finds his teammates. And it's loads of balls across the floor, making it difficult to stop from defending. Here he's assisting another cut back, another drag back at the corner of the box. These are prominent visions that you see. You can see a bit of his link-up play next. Comes in as an attacking midfielder. He sticks to that byline, kind of links up with players, brings other teammates in. Very quick transitions, very quick 1-2s, one-touch football. A bit what Ange Postecoglou liked. And he's got good close control, so he's able to change direction very quickly, and that's demonstrated here in some of his dribbles. There's another key assist where he does a little cutback. Seems to be a mainstay of gameplay, but here you find a through ball, and you can see some of his technique on this next clip where he comes in and he flicks it over someone's head, controls it, pirouettes, wins a foul, beats players, does a bit of everything, to be fair. So his skill level is really high. It's demonstrated again in this clip. It's got a very good quick change of pace, quick change of feet. See a couple of step overs, scissors in there, puts it through players' legs. So it's got different levels of skill and different ways